What up? What up? This is Tony So you're live and direct. It went down. It went down. But check it out. The, the fight with Logan Paul and Mike Tyson tonight. This is more like entertainment for the people. And I made a bet with my son. This fight is going to take place tomorrow. So tune in. I'm going to go live tomorrow and I'm going to share the fight with you guys so you could enjoy it with Tony Also. And subscribe to my channel, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe. Press that subscribe button. My channel and my lives are for brave warriors that are seeking knowledge and truth and think outside of the box. It's only for brave people, my channel. Only the strong survive. And my channel, the people that gravitate to my channel are people that want to know the truth and want really great boxing content, but in a unique way where there's no fear involved, no holds barred, just straight up give your honest opinion, but also educated opinion. My son made a bet with me. There's no money involved, by the way. My son does not work. I am the one that works, and me and my wife work. But my son wanted to bet me on the fight. He's going for Jake Paul. I can't stand Jake Paul. I cannot stand him at all. He made a bet that if Jake Paul wins, this is what we agreed to yesterday, that I have to buy him a Juice World hoodie and a McDonald's meal, which I can't stand that he eats McDonald's because McDonald's is poison. It's poisoning our kids. So I told him, if I win, if Mike Tyson wins, you can't eat McDonald's for a whole year. And he was like, "You crazy, man. That's too extreme." I was like, well, if you really believe that Jake Paul's gonna win, then you wouldn't even think about that being too extreme because you know you're gonna win, right? So obviously he has some doubt. There's some doubt when people bet on a fight like this because I feel like there's a lot of different variables. I feel like if you're betting for Jake Paul, you're going by the youth. He has no experience in real boxing. He's not really a real professional. He's considered a professional boxer, but he's not an elite, skilled professional boxer. He's not. He's fighting against Mike Tyson, who has more experience, but he's older, and he's been there. He's fought everybody, but he's 58 years old. So at 58 years old, what do you have left? Power never goes away. Power is always something that stays with you, regardless of your age. I'm a prime example of that. I still got power. I thank God that I still got my power, but of course I can't use my legs the way I used to, but I still have enough legs to hold my own. But let me put something on the screen for you. Where is it? Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me. Subscribe to my channel. Press that subscribe button. Press the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Anyway, trying to find my remote. Can't seem to find it. Yeah, got the white remote. Yep. Let's see. Nope, this is not the one. Anyway, I don't need a remote. All I need is to give you the good content that everybody needs. So, right now, I made a bet with my son. And my son, he thinks and he swears that Jake Paul's going to obliterate Mike Tyson. I don't think he's going to obliterate him, but he does have some power. But he does not have the skill set that Mike Tyson has. But I feel Mike Tyson is already not in his prime, but he still has power. And power is something you never lose, no matter how old you get. But your reflexes are not going to be the same. I feel like Jake Paul has a puncher's chance. He has youth on his side. But I'm really hoping that Jake Paul loses because I don't like Jake Paul. He's taking advantage of the tax exemptions in Puerto Rico, and just because he promotes Amanda Serrano doesn't mean that he's really helping us. Yeah, on one side he's helping us, but on another side he's raping us. He's taking advantage of the tax exemptions of Puerto Rico. So to me, it's offensive that he's wearing the Puerto Rican flag draped around his body like if he was Puerto Rican, and he's calling himself El Gallo. First of all, you're not El Gallo, you're El Gringo. That's who you are. You are El Gringo exploiting the tax exemptions of Puerto Rico, and you do not deserve to wrap that flag around your body because you are not a Puerto Rican. You are a gringo exploiting the tax exemptions of Puerto Rico. And just because you promote Amanda Serrano doesn't mean that you're helping us. You may help Amanda Serrano on one side, but on another side, behind the scene, you're robbing money from Puerto Rico. You're exploiting the tax exemptions that Puerto Rico don't benefit from. That's my political rant, and it's justifiable. But my thing is, if you're gonna go and call yourself a gallo and wrap the Puerto Rican flag around your body, and you're taking advantage of Puerto Rico, you're spitting in our face. You're basically saying, yeah, I could be Puerto Rican because I live in Puerto Rico, but just because you live in Puerto Rico, that doesn't make you Puerto Rican. You're taking advantage of the tax exemptions does not make you Puerto Rican. It makes you a colonizer. That's what it makes you. So I feel like I have to go hard. Check out my music, Tony, also on Spotify, Pandora. I sing and I rap. I have all the kind of music that you need to hear. Music that's going to be devastating to your ear. That's going to uplift your mind and take you to another level. Press that subscribe button. Whoever tunes into my channel is brave. Whoever subscribes to my channel is even braver, because what you're going to get from me is real, authentic, genuine, real content, no holds barred, no fear behind what I'm saying. I'm devastating to your ear when I say something I'm not playing. Yeah, I just freestyled that. But at the same time, I feel like when you stand for truth, there's going to be people that go against you. What's up? What's up, Eat Vitamin? I appreciate you. You tuned into my song. I appreciate the love and the feedback. I'm going to go live tomorrow and put the Jake Paul Tyson fight. I'm going to share it with everybody, but I'm going to have to talk in between it so that way they don't bring my video down. But I'm giving you that fire, that real content. That content there's vitamins to your ear. Like you say, eat vitamin. When you hear my music, it's going to be nutriments for your ear because it's authentic, the high frequency, the 528 frequency. That's the frequency I'm putting in the music. The frequency that they distorted, I'm not putting in the music. I'm putting the frequency that's supposed to elevate your mind to another level. When you hear, it's like a DNA, natural DNA. It's uplifting and for your DNA, and it gives vitamins to your antioxidant. Like music is frequency behind the music is supposed to elevate your mind. That's what music is supposed to be used for, to uplift your mind and enhance your abilities. Because once you engage with the natural frequency that's medicine for your body and your mind, it's healing. And it's supposed to be, the magnetic fields are supposed to be the natural magnetic fields that uplift your mind and your spirit. So when you hear the music, it's supposed to do something to you spiritually, mentally, and internally in your biology. So the music, the frequency behind the music is supposed to be edifying and uplifting to your biology. Like this, it's like medicine to your biology. So they distorted that. The Rockefellers distorted that frequency in the music. So they militarized the music, and they distorted the frequency to 444. And the frequency is supposed to be 432 and 528, but they distorted it to make money for corporations, and they don't want to enhance your mind. When you hear music, they don't want you to uplift your mind and uplift your biology and your DNA. They don't want that. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing in my music. But I don't want to veer, of course. My son just passed by. He's betting me on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. And I feel like this fight right here, I feel like Tyson, he has to win this fight. Because if he doesn't win this fight, it's like, I'm looking at it like this. If Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, he's picking on an elderly person. He knows why he chose Mike Tyson. He knows why he chose to fight him, because he figured Mike Tyson is older. But at the same time, I hope that he makes the mistake and that Tyson still has enough left to beat Jake Paul, because if that happens, it's like it's justice. Like, you're picking on somebody because you know that he's older. But if Tyson actually wins, it's justifiable because you underrated Mike Tyson based on his age. And I feel like it's good for the people that are older to show the younger people that just because you're older, it doesn't mean that you don't have nothing left. And I want Mike Tyson to prove that he still has something left. Plus, he's from Brooklyn like me. I'm from Marble Projects, Brooklyn. Mike Tyson's from Brownsville, Brooklyn. So I got to support the brother. And I've always been a fan of Mike Tyson. And I feel like we will see. We will see. Okay, the bet. What is the bet? You're asking me? I told them. The bet is if I win the fight, if Tyson wins the fight, I'm betting on Tyson winning the fight. If Tyson wins the fight, that my son will not eat McDonald's for a whole year. He thought that was too extreme. And so we changed up the bet. And my son said, if you win, if Jake Paul wins, what do you want me to do for you? And my son said, I want you to buy me a Juice World hoodie and a McDonald's meal, number 5. That's the one I was getting. So I said, okay, how about if I win, Mike Tyson wins, let me change the bet and modify it a little bit. If I win the bet, Mike Tyson wins and beats Jake Paul, then you can't eat McDonald's for 2 months. And my son was like, no, 1 month. I was like, no, 1 month is not teaching you a lesson. 2 months is teaching you a lesson. You might stop eating McDonald's if you deprive yourself of it for 2 months. I think that's a strategy. I'm trying to get him to quit McDonald's for good. But will it happen? Do you think it's going to happen? I don't know, but it would be a good victory because I don't want my son to keep eating McDonald's all his life. I want him to live a long life. McDonald's got synthetic ingredients. Plus McDonald's, you know what they do. They pay the politicians and all that stuff. McDonald's, you know how McDonald's is. McDonald's is in cahoots with Washington and all that. They pay all the politicians to campaign for president. Anyway, I don't want to say too much, but I feel like it's they're making money off of these corporations, the politicians, but at the same time they're killing our people. So like, why do I want my son to keep eating that? I should have stuck to my guns and said, no, for a whole year you can't eat McDonald's if Mike Tyson wins. If you know how excited I'm gonna be every time Mike Tyson throws a punch at Jake Paul, I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna be like perspiring and sweating. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Mike Tyson. I don't want my son to eat McDonald's. Yeah, every time he punches him and he knocks him out, oh man. If he wins and he beats Jake Paul, not only do I get the satisfaction of seeing Mike Tyson knock out the colonizer that I can't stand, the one that's exploiting Puerto Rico's tax exemption, but my son gets to eat healthier for 2 months. I hope that for good after this bet, if everything transpires the way I think it's going to work out, if Tyson wins, my son is not going to eat McDonald's for 2 months, and my wife is listening, so she better stick to the rules. What the agreement is, because I do not want my son to eat no McDonald's. And maybe God is hearing. Maybe God is hearing and God is saying, there, let's Tyson's gonna win. God already knows who's gonna win. Everything's predestined. But the thing is, maybe God chose me to make this bet so my son could slowly give up McDonald's because Mike Tyson is gonna win. I hope he wins, but if Mike Tyson doesn't win, I already have an alibi. Jake Paul picked on an elderly person and took advantage of it, and that's why he won. That's cheating. But if Tyson wins, it just solidifies that just because you're older, it doesn't mean that you're finished. It just basically sends the message that you still can be successful, strong, and beat the odds, and even beat a younger person if you take care of yourself, and if you're strong mentally, and if you are disciplined. So this is like a message that I'm sending to Generation Z. Because, Generation Z, they grew up with the computer. They don't appreciate the process like Generation X. But some of them do. My oldest son, he appreciates some things, but he thinks he knows it all. This Generation Z always thinks that they know more than Generation X. And I basically told my kids, Generation X invented all the technology, a lot of the technology that you enjoy right now. A lot of the Generation X's have invented. a lot of the stuff, the computer stuff that they enjoy. But we're not really. They don't really focus on Generation X in politics because we're the revolutionaries. We're the rebellious generation that saw the Malcolm X era, the Martin Luther King era, Alviso Campo, and all that generation of the Young Lords, the Black Panthers, the revolution of the independence and Martin Luther King fighting for freedom, all those things, Edgar Hoover and all that. We got to see all these things transpire in Generation X, and we have to fend for ourselves. Our parents had to work, and they call us the neglected generation, but we're the generation that survived. We had to actually survive in real time, and nobody was. A lot of times, our parents were working just to make ends meet, and somebody had to take care of us, and sometimes we couldn't see our mother and father, but we were able to go in the streets and find out what life was all about, and we explored a lot. So the Generation X is the generation that learned from the previous generation. They learned from the millennials, and basically, Generation X learned from the generation before us, my mom's generation, and we were able to take all the knowledge from all the generations. There's no Generation X president technically. There isn't. So I don't want to veer, of course, but this fight with Jake Paul is and Mike Tyson is going to be interesting. They're going to give it on Netflix, and the only reason why I find it interesting is because I get a chance to see Jake Paul get destroyed by the baddest man on the planet. Hopefully, he's bad enough to beat Jake Paul, but if he's not, then Mike Tyson should just call it quits. But if he can still hang and beat a influencer, YouTube boxer, it's still he still has the chance to stay in the game and make some money. But if he loses to Jake Paul, I think he should just not even get into boxing. He should just take care of himself, health wise. But yeah, subscribe to Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this short little time that I gave you. But yeah, man, I just wanted to let you know that tomorrow Tony Also is going to go live on Netflix with Jake Paul and versus Mike Tyson. I want you guys to tune in. I'm going to be watching every single second of that fight because I made an important bet with my son, my 14-year-old son. I love my kids, but I got to teach him a lesson sometimes. Hopefully I can teach him a lesson through this boxing match. That daddy knows best. Anyway, Tony Also Knows Boxing. Subscribe to that channel. If you want to hear the truth, nothing but the truth, you got to tune into Tony Also Knows Boxing. And check out my music on all major platforms. The Prodigy of Alviso Campos, The Monumental Truth, Unite the Tribes, Isla de Borinquen, Free Puerto Rico. I got a new album coming out next year, 2 new albums. I got The Essence of Who I Am. I sing R&B, Afro beats, a little bit of reggae, salsa, and all that good stuff. House music. I got a famous artist featuring with me. I can't say the name, but you'll find out. You'll find out who it is. A lot of people know who he is. So anyway, and I got an album dedicated to what's going on in Puerto Rico, Mi Patria. I got a lot of bomba, a lot of traditional Puerto Rican music, talking about the colonialism of the United States and the tax exemptions of Act 60. And, I basically sing a lot in this album, and I rap a little bit. I do reggaeton. I do a little bit of hip hop with bomba, plena. I do singing with bomba, plena. A lot of singing on this album, and a lot of singing on the essence of who I am. It's all singing, and I rap on maybe 3 songs with in Mi Patria, the EP with Red Moon Music. That's talking about what's going on in Puerto Rico, the colonial situation. So I don't want to get too political, but yeah, that's my time for now. But I appreciate you for tuning in. Tomorrow's the day. I'm gonna give you a little footage tomorrow, some footage on the fight. Might give you the whole fight. All right. God bless. Tony Also Knows Boxing. Tune into my channel. Subscribe. Click that like button. Don't be afraid. One love. I don't know how to get out of here.